immigration or humanitarian-based cases. We take cases in all states. I don't handle asylum, so I can't answer your question, Jay. Good morning, Victor. Good morning, Nkem. Somebody else is asking, how long does medical RFE take to be approved? It's very different for everyone. Some, people approve it within a month. Some people it takes a couple of months. It just depends on who your own officer is and your office's caseload and how quickly they can process it. So it's really hard to give a timeline. What if you married an illegal? How do we apply if they're here? First of all, there's no such thing as an illegal. Like, no human being is illegal. We do not believe in illegal. We do not use the word illegal ever. So let's remove that from our vocabulary. Everyone that is here is God's child and deserves to be on this earth. If you're saying that you married someone who entered the country without inspection and they currently don't have their papers, what are their options? Your options are for you to either file the I-130 and then if the I-130 gets approved, then you can do a 601A waiver for hardship. And then if that's approved, they can go back to their home country to go consular process. However, if that person qualifies based on being eligible to file for VAWA, if their spouse is abusive, extremely cruel, that's also another way that they can adjust their status. But the spouse has to be a U.S. citizen. If the spouse is a green card holder, they can file VAWA and do their wait here. It's just that would take them a little longer, but they can wait here. How many months does it take to get a work permit through VAWA? If it's based on a VAWA approval, the work permit is not going to come until your VAWA case is approved, which could take 2 to 3 years. If the work permit is based on you having an adjustment of status that's attached to your VAWA application, then you're looking at anywhere from like 4 to 9 months. That's the average. Does everyone get a prima facie determination letter before getting approved for VAWA? Yeah, in order for you to be approved for VAWA, your case has to be have a prima facie determination letter. If you don't have a prima facie determination letter, it means that you've not met the preliminary requirements for approval. Sometimes USCIS will send you an RFE, which is a request for evidence, just asking you for whatever it is that they need so that they can make a decision on your prima facie. Sometimes some people don't get their prima facie, not because their prima facie wasn't issued, but because maybe they missed the mail or the mail got lost. But a prima facie is usually the first step to that final review and approval. Okay. Can an undocumented person obtain health care through their spouse's job? It's not immigration related, so I'm not going to answer that question. You can ask at your job. Is it okay to travel in advance parole to Jamaica? The answer is really going to depend on what stage you are in your immigration process. If you're close to a decision or you've had a post-interview, like you've had an interview and you're trying to travel post-interview, I don't recommend it just in case the decision is not good. But if you just got it freshly and they've not made a decision in your case, they've not given you an RFE, blah, 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 then it's fine to travel, okay? Can you fly domestically while your green card is being reviewed with your international passport? I need a little bit more context. I mean, domestically is fine because you're not going out of the country, but what do you mean being reviewed with your passport? Are they, do you mean like you have an application pending? Is that what you mean? Or do they seize your green card and passport? Like, I'm not sure if I understand the question. How long after you file for adjustment of status due to biometrics? Not usually long after that. Like a lot of times, I would say like it could be anywhere from like 6 weeks to like 12 weeks is usually the average, If you were paroled into the country, is it still going to take 4 to 9 months to get a work permit? Yeah, it takes a long time to get a work permit. Again, this is just an average timeline. There's still going to be many people that get their work permit earlier and some people that get their work permit even later than this time. But this is usually the window where most people fall under. I've been waiting for a renewal letter for my prima facie, which expired in February. I still haven't received it. Should I be concerned? No, you don't need to be concerned. They probably just didn't mail it, or it's still on its way, or it's lost. But USCIS typically sends those out later than the expiration date. So I wouldn't be worried. However, you can also still just maybe send them a letter asking them to send it to you, just to put you back fresh on their agenda so they can send that to you. Official Vash says, I need help with VAWA. Sure. Give us a call, 407-995-6567. Would love to help you. I'm sorry, guys. I'm talking super fast because I know I don't have a lot of time. So I'm trying to get through as many as I can. Good morning. I have a 10-year green card through VAWA. When can I file for citizenship? If you got your VAWA while your spouse was a U.S. citizen, up to 3 years, and you've now had your green card for up to 3 years, then you can file at the 3-year mark. So 90 days before the 3-year mark. Remember, though, the timeline is not all that's needed to file for citizenship. You want to make sure that certain things are aligned and in order for you to file for citizenship. So in order to file for citizenship, you also want to make sure that you've been paying your taxes. If you owe taxes, that you have paid the taxes that you owed, or that you have a payment plan that has been set up before you apply for citizenship. So don't apply for citizenship and then decide that's when you want to set up a payment plan, because it doesn't look like you have good moral character. You want to do that first. You want to make sure that if you're between the ages of 18 and 26, or right before you turn 26, I should say, that you applied or accepted selective service as an option for you when you were doing your green card. Even though now I feel like it's kind of like automatic for everyone that gets a green card in that age range. You also want to make sure that if you have children, and this applies to you if you're a woman, it applies to you if you're a man. If you have children and the children do not live with you, children under the ages of 18, that you have proof or documentation of how you financially support the child. They will deny you if you do not financially support your child, whether you are a woman or not. I'm specifically speaking to women here, because a lot of times people think that it's only the men that are faced with child support issues. I remember a particular client, who got denied because she could not prove that she was financially supporting her children. So you need to be able to prove that you're financially supporting your children. Also, the other thing that you want to make sure is that your travel history, that you've spent at least half of the time of the required window in the United States. So if you're getting citizenship based on 3 year, you want to have been here at least 1.5 years of that time. If you're doing it based on 5 years, you want to have been here at least 2.5 years of that time. So those are some of the core basic requirements to file for citizenship. Is it okay to divorce now that I have started the process of my case? It's entirely up to you. Divorce is a personal choice. However, if you're asking whether or not, if you file for divorce, it's going to affect your case or not, the particular case that you have pending, a divorce is not going to affect it if you already submitted your application. With VAWA cases, as long as you submit your VAWA application before the 2-year anniversary of your divorce, you're still eligible to file for VAWA. Now, from a strategic standpoint, and depending on the case, I don't know your case personally, we can say, you know what, because we don't know how this is going to go, or this part of your application is going to go, prolong that divorce, just so that if you need to refile, then you can refile and not have passed the expiration date of divorce. So, every case is really different, and how we think about the strategy and what the best option is. I'm going to take one more question and then I have to jump off, guys. How do you go about changing your name on your green card after you've been married? That is a 10-year green card. So, you can apply for a replacement green card, or you can also file for naturalization. So a naturalization is also another opportunity to change your name. Since you already have your green card, you can change your name at naturalization if you're eligible, or you can apply for a replacement of your green card and provide proof that you've married and you've taken on that new name. Okay. All right, guys, I have to jump off. I know that I will not have time to be on tomorrow morning. I have a really slammed schedule. But hopefully I'll be back next week. If I didn't answer your question, feel free to schedule a consultation. 407-995-6567. You can also send a WhatsApp to 404-333-8751. All right, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day.